Good morning, boys and girls. This is Miss Gabriales, your librarian here at Alma Pierce Elementary. Do you know what we're going to be celebrating this Sunday? This Sunday, we will be celebrating Grandparents' Day. Yes, grandparents are special people in our lives, right? They're the parents of our parents. And this Sunday, make sure that when you see your grandparents, that you give them a big hug, you tell them you love them, and if you can, read a book with them. That would be nice, right? At least spend some time with them. So before I start reading a book for you, I'm going to go ahead and share with you my grandparents. I want you to meet my grandparents. Let me go ahead and share with you my grandparents. So my grandparents are right here. This is my grandmother, Alicia Vela Butanda. She is in heaven already, but her memory is still with me. I loved her tamales and her menudo. They were my favorites. And we also enjoyed playing loteria together. My grandfather is Leon Butanda. You see, he's here in the picture. And guess what? He's 100 years old. When I see him and we do get together, we enjoy playing dominoes. He will be 101 in October. So those are my grandparents. Those are my mother's parents. I'm going to go ahead and read a book to you. And I hope you enjoy it. The book I'm going to be reading to you today is Abuela by Arthur Dorros, illustrated by Elisa Kleven. Abuela, take me on the bus. We go all around the city. So you see, they're boarding the bus. Don't you love the illustrations? Which are the colorful illustrations, the pictures. In the book, we call them illustrations. Abuela is my grandma. She is my mother's mother. Abuela means grandma in Spanish. Abuela speaks mostly Spanish because that's what people spoke where she grew up before she came to this country. Abuela and I are always going places. So you can see the narrator, the little girl telling us a story, right? First person point of view with her grandmother. Today we're going to the park. El parque es lindo, says Abuela. I know what she means. I think the park is beautiful too. Don't you just see all those beautiful birds? Tantos pájaros, says Abuela, as a flock of birds surrounds us. So many birds. They're picking up the bread we brought. What if they picked me up and carried me high above the park? What if I could fly high above the park? Abuela would wonder where I was. Swooping like a bird, I'd call to her. They're flying above the park. Then she'd see me flying. Rosalba the bird, Rosalba el pájaro, she'd say. Ven, abuela, come, abuela, I'd say. Sí, quiero volar, abuela would reply, as she leaped into the sky with her skirt flapping in the wind. That's abuela right there. Look at the city. Wouldn't you like to fly? see the whole city? We would fly all over the city. Mira, Abuela would say, pointing. And I'd look as we soared over parks and streets, dogs and people. We'd wave to the people waiting for the bus. Buenos dias, we'd say. Buenos dias, good morning, they'd call us up to us. We'd fly over factories and trains and glide close to the sea. Cerca del mar, we'd say. We'd almost touch the tops of the waves. Abuela's skirt would be a sail. She would race with the sailboats. I bet she'd win. We'd fly to where the ships are docked and watch people unload fruits from the land where Abuela grew up. Mangoes, bananas, papayas. Those are all Spanish words. So are rodeo, patio, and burro. Maybe we'd see a cousin of Abuela's hooking boxes of fruit to a crane. We saw her cousin Daniel once, unloading and loading the ships. So there they are. Do you spot something back here? You know what that's called? That landmark? Let's find out. Out past the boats in the harbor, we'd see the Statue of Liberty. Me gusta, Abuela would say. Abuela really likes her. I do too. We would circle around Liberty's head and wave to the people visiting her. That would remind Abuela of when she first came to this country. You see the Statue of Liberty? She's in Ellis Island, New York City. Vamos al aeropuerto, she'd say. She'd take me to the airport where the plane that first brought her landed. Cuidado, Abuela would tell me. We'd have to be careful as we went for a short ride. You can see. There's Rosalba, Abuela. Those are the planes. Then we would fly to Tío Pablo's and Tía Elisa's store. Pablo is my uncle, my tío, and Elisa is my aunt, my tía. They'd be surprised when we flew in, but they'd offer us a cool limonada. Flying is hard work. Pero quiero volar más, Abuela would say. She wants to fly more. I want to fly more too. Look at how detailed this story is. Right here, they're purchasing. You see Rosalba drinking her limonada, her lemonade. We could fly to las nubes, the clouds. One looks like a cat, un gatito. One looks like a bear, un oso. One looks like a chair, una silla. Descansemos un momento, Abuela would say. She wants to rest a moment. We would rest in our chair and Abuela would hold me in her arms. With the whole sky, our house, nuestra casa. We'd be as high as airplanes, balloons, and birds, and higher than the tall buildings downtown. But we'd fly there too, to look around. We could find the building where my father works. Hola, Papa, I'd say as I waved, and Abuela would do a flip for fun as we passed by the windows. You see Papa waving hello. Mira, I hear Abuela say. Look, she's telling me. I do look, and we are back in the park. We are walking by the lake. Abuela probably wants to go for a boat ride. Vamos a otra aventura, she says. She wants us to go for another adventure. That's just one of the things I love about Abuela. She likes adventures. Abuela takes my hand. Vamos, she says. Let's go. So they're off to their new adventure. I hope you have enjoyed Abuela, and you get to spend some time this weekend with your grandparents, with your abuela and your abuelo, and read a good book. And also, if you take any pictures of you spending time with your grandparents, go ahead and share them in our comments box right below this book reading. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.